As a country with more than 7,000 islands, the Philippines is often hailed as a beachfront travel paradise. The blue water, white beaches, and unique landforms here attract countless tourists to come and enjoy it. But when you come here, you may face a headache, and that is transportation facilities. Due to historical reasons, shortage of funds, and other factors, the Philippine railway system has been in a backward state for a long time. Problems such as a large number of old trains, slow speeds, and high delay rates have frequently occurred. In addition, data shows that before World War II, the Philippines had a total of more than 1,100 kilometers of railways, but by 2016, the Philippines had only 77 kilometers of operating railways, which is far behind other major cities in Asia. In order to improve the railway system, in 2018, the Philippine government actively raised funds to build 3 important railway projects. These projects include the Subic-Clark Railway Project, the Philippine National Railways Southern Long Distance Project, and the Davao-Digos section of the Mindanao Railway Project. The total investment in these 3 railway projects reaches $5 billion. At that time, many countries were vying to bid for loans for this project. After multiple rounds of fierce competition, China successfully defeated its main competitor Japan and won the investment and construction rights for these 3 projects. According to the cooperation plan, China will provide all loans to the Philippines and plans to complete the construction of these 3 sections of railway projects around 2027. However, the cooperation between the 2 parties has not gone as smoothly as expected. China even recently announced that it would officially withdraw from cooperation on these 3 railway projects. So, what exactly happened? As far as I know, these 3 railway projects planned to be built in the Philippines were initiated by the previous Duterte government. At that time, cooperative relations between China and the Philippines had improved. Former Philippine President Duterte believed that China was the most reliable partner. He even said that if China could help build a railway in the southern Philippines, the Philippines would remain neutral in the South China Sea dispute. However, as Marcos became the president of the Philippines South China Sea policy began to favor the United States. Sino-Philippine relations gradually deteriorated, resulting in the cancellation of many projects between the 2 sides. Just this year, 22 Chinese reclamation projects in the Philippines were protested by the United States. The reason behind this was that the United States discovered that Chinese companies involved in the projects had been included in the U.S. sanctions list. More importantly, the United States has expressed strong concerns about China Communications Construction Company's participation in the reclamation project. Because the reclamation project site is less than 300 meters away from the U.S. Embassy in the Philippines, the United States is worried that the construction site will allow spies to penetrate and approach the embassy. Under pressure from the United States, the Philippine government announced in August this year that it had suspended the construction permits of 22 reclamation projects in Manila Bay. Previously, these projects were all contracted by Chinese companies, with a total investment of more than $10 billion. Now the Philippines is forced to stop these 22 reclamation projects, which has also caused China to lose more than $1 billion. In addition to political pressure from the United States, China and the Philippines have also been in dispute over loans for railway projects. As early as 2018, under the leadership of Duterte, the Philippines reached a preliminary railway project cooperation with China. At that time, the Philippines accepted China's 2.5% interest rate loan conditions. This decision seemed to benefit both parties at the time. However, with the coming to power of the Marcos government, the Philippines' attitude towards foreign debt changed. The Marcos government canceled its loan request to China on the grounds that the other party had not taken substantive action on the Philippines' funding needs. In July last year, as the loan issue for these 3 railway projects returned to the negotiation table, the Philippines proposed a series of more stringent conditions, including requiring China to bear all the construction funds of the 3 railways, and further reducing the interest rate to 2.5% or less. These demands are obviously beyond China's acceptable range, causing negotiations between the 2 sides to reach a deadlock. In the end, China could only announce its withdrawal from cooperation on these 3 railway projects and cancel the $5 billion railway loan originally promised to the Philippines. In fact, the tensions have been escalating in recent months. The United States' role in the region cannot be ignored, as it continues to exacerbate the Philippines' hostility toward China, especially in territorial disputes in the South China Sea. This year, China and the Philippines have had fierce disputes in the South China Sea, involving the grounding of warships, and the U.S.'s stance and actions have only further incited the Philippines' provocative behavior. Under such circumstances, it may be the most beneficial decision for China to withdraw from the railway cooperation project with the Philippines. But just when people thought this would be a major setback for the Philippines' railway construction, Japan, South Korea, and India expressed their willingness to provide loan funds for the Philippines' railway construction. What exactly is going on? In fact, before launching negotiations with China, the Philippines was already carefully discussing alternative financing options with other Asian countries. As friends of the Philippines, South Korea and Japan have always provided tremendous support to the Philippines in terms of cooperation and investment assistance. Among them, Japan is even willing to provide loans with interest rates as low as 0.18% to take over railway projects originally undertaken by China. Faced with Japan's attractive conditions, the Philippines also requested lower interest rates from China during negotiations in order to obtain more favorable cooperation terms. These requirements may seem unduly demanding and may even be considered unrealistic. So after losing China's loan help, the Philippines turned its attention to other countries that provided financial support, such as Japan, South Korea, and India. But for the Philippines, cooperation with Japan is even more risky than cooperation with China. In Southeast Asia, problems with infrastructure projects contracted by Japan are obvious, especially India's Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail project that has attracted much attention. This high-speed railway is about 500 kilometers long and was initially planned to start construction in 2017. At that time, Japan pledged to invest 1.1 trillion yen in loan funds to support India in launching this ambitious high-speed railway plan. However, this beautiful idea has now turned into a nightmare. In the past 6 years, Japan has completed only 10 kilometers of the high-speed rail line, which may even force India to put this ambitious project on hold for a long time. Similarly, the Ho Chi Minh City-Hanoi high-speed rail project jointly developed by Vietnam and Japan has also stalled. This ambitious project has faced various difficulties and setbacks and has yet to be implemented. These cases clearly show that signing a cooperation agreement with Japan does not guarantee the most successful outcome, and may even make the Philippines the next target of Japan's deception. Now, the Philippines seems to be facing a complicated choice. If you refuse to cooperate with Japan, you can only choose South Korea and India. However, these two countries are lagging behind China and Japan in high-speed rail technology, and cooperation with them cannot be more beneficial. But in any case, due to the sharp decline in trust in China, the Philippines is currently more inclined to reduce investment in railway construction, which also means that it will have to bear more risks. However, when choosing international partners, the Philippines will undoubtedly give careful consideration and weigh the pros and cons of all aspects. The final selection will reflect the Philippine government's strategic intentions and development goals. If the project fails or the construction does not meet expectations, the related costs and consequences will also be borne by the Philippines itself. So, which country do you think is the best for the Philippines to cooperate with on railways? Thank you for watching the video.